Alright, so it's been a little while, and we got a box on top of the Corvette. That means time to work on the Corvette. So, we're gonna fix up that last issue that was in the last video. So I decided, instead of taking it to a shop, it's not that bad, really. So, I brought it over here, and I took out the old regulator. Now, it's really, really not bad at all. I don't know why I was so worried that it was gonna be bad, but it's not bad at all. I have the new regulator in here. This is the upgraded one. It's from a 96 Corvette. So it's gonna work so much better. Not that ribbon style cable. It's all electric, so that'll be good. I have these little clamps from Harbor Freight holding the window up. That was a lifesaver instead of having someone hold it or trying to hold it up myself. This thing completely unbolts. You can see it's just empty in there now. So now I gotta lay out the new one, figure out what holes go where, and I read that I'm gonna have to drill some holes so I can properly adapt this new one. So here's the old regulator on my workbench, and here's the new one from the 96. So right away you can see it's all just electronic. There's no mechanical ribbon. Looks like I'm gonna have to do something about the wiring for the motor. Either it looks like it was unpinned or something. Maybe I can just swap the harness over. There's some tab stuff. All the bolts are still in it, so that's good. I thought I was gonna have to buy new bolts. I put the old bolts in here, but like this one has more holes, I believe. So I'm gonna go take everything out of this box and just set it up, figure out exactly what's different, what's the same. Okay, so with the regulators lined up, you can see where the drilling needs to be done. So there's two holes that need to be drilled. Normally there was just one here, and then one that was way over there, but now it's two that are way over here. So I looked up this website, I think it's called Corvette Forum, and it has like a how-to of how to replace this. So it basically said, and it matches up, 143 millimeters back is where this bolt is. 78 millimeters back from that is about where the other one is. So I went under the door, I took a Sharpie, and I measured from the hole that's about right down here. It's really hard to see. But the hole doesn't need to be perfect. They're kind of jagged like this. So, I mean, it can be like this. You just tighten it, then it won't move. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill. And then I should be ready to just slide this regulator in. Okay, so I got the window regulator mounted in. I drilled all the holes and I tightened it, so it's good. So all I have to do is hook up the window, the studs, into the regulator itself. But going down under to show you the holes I had to drill, there was just those two that I showed you the measurements for. Here's what they look like. So you can see, just measure 143 millimeters back, 78 more millimeters back. There it is. I had to drill a couple times on this one. I kept messing up. So it doesn't look pretty, but hey, it gets the job done. And I used, I believe this is a 1/8, something like that. I don't know. This was just my pilot bit. And then here's the 1/4 inch drill bit. This is what you use so you can thread the bolts in with the washer to seat it into place. So now I'm gonna loosen the regulator. Now that I know it bolts up, I'm gonna try to get the window mounted into it and then try to bolt up the regulator again. That went a lot easier than I thought. It's pretty loosely mounted. But now I'm gonna wire up the regulator and then see if it works. So here's the harness. This is what plugs into the window regulator. It's the same connector. All you have to do is get the wires longer, because right now it just doesn't reach. But all the wires here, I just gotta uncut this electrical tape so I can add length to it, and then I'll wrap up everything else. And then I read that the polarity is different on the passenger side for these cars. So you can unpin it and just switch the pins, but I'm absolutely terrible at that. I'm terrible at unpinning for some reason. So I'm just gonna cut the wire and just switch them. But should be clean, should be good. You'll never see it anyway, so. Before I solder it and make it permanent, I'm just gonna test it, turn the battery back on, and see if it rolls up and down. It's working. Goes all the way down, no problem. All the way up, no problem. So now the next step is I gotta put all that stuff in so I can close the door and make sure the window lines up and seals good. Okay, so I got it all working. I saw the wires, I taped them up, hid them, and I found out the window wouldn't shut when it was all the way up because it was like hanging towards the inside of the car. And there's this little bracket. I have an extra that came with the new Regulator. It's this. So this bolts in, I think like that. And it's this hook that stops it from going up too high. And yeah, once I put that in there, now it shuts. Now it shuts, and windows up, it seals perfectly. Weather stripping is absolutely terrible on this car, but it goes all the way up, opens no problem. And now I can open and close it no matter what. The window's good. So I'm just gonna go tighten everything, make sure it's all good, and then put this and the door panel back together. I got the, whatever this thing is, this little frame thing into place, all bolted up, so that's all good. The wiring's all tucked. Where the lock connects, or not the lock, the door handle, something in here was all, can't see, but something was here, was falling off, so the little plastic thing was falling off, so I used some zip ties to hold it in, so that should be good now. I'm gonna put the door panel on and I'll see you when that's done. Alright, well I spent about half an hour trying to get this door panel in. The reason being is it's been sitting in the trunk in the Corvette for a while, and this end's just lifted up a little and it's a little deformed. I mean, it was deformed already, but now it's worse. So it really didn't, it kept fighting, did not want to pop into place or push far enough so I could screw in this radio, their speaker bezel thingy. So I took a longer screw, I started it, and then I was able to just manhandle it to thread in. So now everything's good, and yeah, that's a working window regulator in this Corvette. So the window closes flush, nice. Off camera, I installed new door locks on every side. I got the key here. Turn it one way to lock it. Okay, turn it the other way. Unlocks. Should be able to lock here. This one's locked. Nope, that one's locked. Should lock. Activate security system, and the only way to unlock it is to use this. I'm going to do it on the driver's side. Test this side. There you go. Unlocked. Press unlock. There we go. So the security system works as it did before I had to break in and destroy it. So I got locks on every side. I can lock a car. I can put the windows up. This is nice.